So thank you so much, Yaroslava. Amazing information that she just shared with us. Really grateful, and I've learned a lot. So that is really nice. So um, what I'm going to do just here is I'm just going to talk about um, um, digital transformation in the restaurant landscape. Just getting the presentation on so everybody can see. So I am going to be, first of all, thanking you for joining us today. I'm thrilled to introduce uh, and get you acquainted with all the knowledge that we have. And yeah, so let's move on. So, by streamlining and automating internal processes, um, software solutions or integrated software solutions can ensure smooth operational workflow and optimal customer service. The beauty of this system is that it does not seek to entirely replace human interaction. Instead, it focuses on workforce optimization to deliver quick, high quality service that exceeds expectations. The foundation um, of, I would say, this whole remarkable technology lies in a comprehensive suite of application and database servers designed for both guests and business personnel. Uh, let's explore more along those lines and understand. So, like I said, we are going to be talking about two different parts of the functionality. One would be the guest functionality, and the other would be the administration functionality. And we will, shed light upon how they can help us streamline everything and make everything better. So, if you're talking about guest functionality, we would just divide it into, I would say, four steps. Very simple. And let's start by, dissecting the first step, that is actually looking for a restaurant. So, as you have been in this situation before, as well as me, uh, we all need to look for a restaurant before visiting. And here we will discuss the process of looking for a restaurant and how integrated software solutions can simplify and enhance this experience for potential visitors. So I would say nowadays customers expect not only mouth-watering food, but also convenience, accessibility, comfort, and there's a whole list of things we can just keep on describing, right? And that is only when they're choosing a dining destination, and the rest there is more of it. So this is where the technology steps in to bridge the gap between traditional dining and the modern digital landscape. So, restaurants must establish a strong online presence through user friendly websites, internal applications, and partnerships with delivery services in order to get the word out there, right? So, by doing so, they can cater to a wider audience, make it easy for potential customers to find their establishments. And these integrated software solutions offer automation features such as online menu management and the ability to reserve a table, pre order, pre book, and they make the process of looking for and selecting a restaurant seamless and efficient. Um, so, moving on to the next step, that is so sorry about that, the reception part, right? So imagine you've got a visitor. So uh, we will focus on the crucial role of technology here to enhance customer experiences in the hospitality industry, right? So as we know, technology does constantly evolve, and one of the most emerging or the more emerging innovative options that we have right now is the use of internal applications in restaurants. Picture this, imagine with me. Upon arriving at a restaurant, guests can easily download their internal application at reception using a QR code, granting them access to a shared online menu with various additional features. And we then can make sure that they are served to the best of the ability of the restaurant, right? Just because the beauty of the system lies in the convenience that it offers. Once the guest has downloaded the app, they can effortlessly customize their preferences, including dietary restrictions, preferred seating locations, and more. So, uh, another thing that this code technology would do is that it would enable guests to bypass the need to provide the name uh, or reservation number, which will make the check-in process much faster and much efficient. Because uh, personally, me, when I go to a restaurant and they're like, "Hey, do you have a table booked? How many people? Where? When? How? And why? And when?" I don't always enjoy such interaction. So I think you guys are with me on this. So moving on to the next part, which is the restaurant itself, right? So what we can have here is we can significantly again enhance the guest experience and have them have in-app recommendations based on food preferences, their allergies, and stuff like that, right? Just because nobody wants to have allergens in their food because they're allergic to them, right? So providing exceptional customer service is crucial here, right? In attracting and retaining customers. And what integrated software solutions can do is that by offering guests a chance to have their preferences. For example, somebody wants a keto diet, somebody has halal preferences, somebody's a vegan. Again, allergies play a huge role here. So, all these things can be taken care of using the internal app. So, uh, what we have here is that this client can personally communicate with the staff. They can also make straightaway payments with the integrated payment solution that there is. Gateways are there. On top of that, they can straight away, place an order food for takeaways, deliveries, and then what I like about these apps is that I can see on what stage my food is. So if I ordered it, it's preparing. Now it's done, and then the delivery guy is on his way, and I'm already I've washed my hands and I sit down and I'm like waiting for this guy to come over. So they just kind of provide that real time roadmaps, real time trackings, even if you're ordering food or to your home or you are there physically in the restaurant itself, and it just makes the whole experience way better, and I think everybody agrees with me on that. So this is regarding the restaurant part, and what we will be talking about now is one of the most crucial aspects of uh, working in the restaurant industry, and that is the after visit part for the guest. So, in order to make sure that this person did not visit the restaurant just this once and they will be coming back, we need to follow certain procedures, certain things, and just not for the guest itself, but for the restaurant as well. So, uh, we would say that the use of technology in restaurants will help preserve guest data, allowing a better personal experience. Then on top of that, there will be order history for the guest as well. For example, if somebody likes to have a specific kind of dish or a specific kind of a category of dishes, next time when they open up the restaurant app, they will just see them straight away. Their preferences, their allergies will be taken into account as well. And then what I personally love the most, again, is that on my birthday, when I get a message that, hey, just because it's your birthday week, you get a 20, 25, 30, whatever person discount, or here's a club card for you. You can join us. You can redeem points for this, for that. It just makes the whole experience much better. And I feel like I'm a part of the customer service. Is like I'm getting the customer service, and I'm a part of what they expect their customers or their best customers, and it just really makes the whole process or the whole experience much more pleasant, much more personal. Because when you get birthday wishes and anniversary wishes or whatnot, you do tend to feel a kind of warmth towards the place which, or the people who are kind of remembering that and acknowledging that. So a really, really, really important aspect, I would say, is the after visit, because that's how in the restaurant industry, uh, returning customers are built. And it's way, way, way important to have a whole setup, and this is what it provides. So moving on, um, we will move on to the administrative, or the administration functionalities that we would say. And we would look into a brief overview of each one of them, and understand how integrated software solutions can help us with running the restaurant, making everything better, and how they can be useful in streamlining every single process there is. So we've got 10 steps here. It's much more elaborate, it's much more in detail, or it has much more stuff to it compared to just the guest part, just because there's a whole thing and running in the background. And this is what helps us make every single process uh, better, smoother, easier. And you can just keep on saying synonyms. So what we have here is the first step, and I would say that technology continues to play a significant role in admin functionality. For example, if we have tablets here for our staff, or our restaurant has them, and they would then serve as a convenient tool for restaurant staff to enter information uh, with the guests' preferences. So if somebody comes in and they want that table, they'll be able to do that. They will have complete communication to each other. They will have all the dashboard info from which tables are taken, which are pre-booked, which will be having guests coming in after some time. They can look at the food delivery orders. They can look at every single thing that is going on in real time, which not only just makes their job easier, but it minimizes the percentage of errors. It minimizes the percentage of overbooking. It minimizes all these percentages and probabilities, just so we can have the best experience and a very smooth process through the whole thing. So um, let's dive into another crucial aspect of uh, our restaurant running, and that is the restaurant itself. So, um, optimizing the whole process again is the goal here, and what you need to do, or what a restaurant needs to do to excel in the industry, is a real-time system which is quick and easy to use, and which can tell you the info in real time. Like, for example, you can go through the orders, you can uh, have complete communication with the kitchen, you can have a communication with the delivery service if you're using any like Uber, Grubhub, Talabat, and so on and so forth. Then on top of that, you can have guests food preferences, allergies in front of the staff, so when they are taking the orders or something, they will have this into this information, and they will be easily able to access every single thing. On top of that, again, the payment systems will be integrated into this. Order preparing roadmaps will be there as well. And then the best part, I think, here is the use of sensors, which enable the restaurant to track availability of the tables in real time, guarantee that guests are attended to swiftly and efficiently. So, just one thing, imagine uh, if you have these sensors and they're placed on each table to detect when the table is occupied, and they then in real time update the system signaling that the table is no longer available, it just makes the life of the staff easier to such an extent that they don't have to run around. They have to, look around. They don't have to do all of that. They just, with one tap, they know what's going on completely in real time. And at the same time, the dashboard gives them the opportunity to see what is there to come. And this method can be especially beneficial during peak hours, just because when you've got a huge amount of people coming in and you have this information on your fingertips, it just makes life easier, and it just makes experiences not only for the customers, not only for the guests, but for the staff as well. And it's really important to avoid staff burnout. And this really, really, really helps with that. So the next step that we will be talking about is the restaurant warehouse management. Um, so another one of very important aspects, I would say, just because your your storage or your warehouse is how you're running, and if it is managed in a very well manner, then every single thing again is managed in a very well manner. So what we have, or what we might have here, is stock availability dashboard, right? So you know what's going on. Everything is um, there in the dashboard straight away. You don't have to run around the pantry or the warehouse looking for stuff, and the staff then feels way, way less pressure, and they can be quicker with providing or service, or even cooking stuff, just because they have all this information with them. So moving on from that, the software might include options for automated goods receipt. They can have issuance automation, defective good handling, with you know uh, issuance of reports regarding these things. If there's a number which can be written down, there can be a report produced for that, and these reports can then be used to either optimize the ordering procedures, processes, quantities, amounts, and all of that. So on top of that, we can get a product lifetime dashboard, which gives us an idea of how long a product is going to be viable for use, and if there's a need to use this product first, or this batch of certain product first. Because imagine if you get like 2 or 3 shipments of, for example, let's say meat, right? And we all know that meat is something that might expire on a very short period of time, especially if it's not frozen. So, what the system would do is that it will give you the information of the meat that was first delivered, so it can be used within their expiry date. If there was a meat in the second shipment, it would come afterwards, and then it just helps the whole system to understand, or the staff to understand, that we have a certain set uh, stock, and that has to be used or utilized before it runs out, and it just minimizes food waste, which is an important thing that we need to focus on here as well. On top of that, we can have sensors that monitor temperature, humidity, in storage rooms, which is again a very important aspect, just to keep the food fresh for longer and keep it safe from contamination. And what I would add here is that the system would feature ingredients tracking, tracing capabilities. It will feature automatically deducting the balances. Like if something has been taken, it would just automatically understand that, okay, this product or this stuff has been taken, and it would just keep everything up to date in real time. And that's the whole beauty of it, because then the management of the whole warehouse becomes very easy, and it's under the tips of your finger. You can tap twice, and you know the whole picture, how's it going and what is happening. So yeah. By the way, quick note: if you guys have any questions, you can keep writing them in the chat, and our CDO Alec will have a question and answer session after I am done telling you guys about what I'm telling you about. And yeah, feel free to ask as many questions as you want to. So yeah, moving on. Uh, then we have the restaurant kitchen coming in. Uh, I would say it is the most important part of any restaurants, just because that's where the magic happens, right? That's where we get all this yummy food. But in terms of the functionality, let's take a look at it and examine how the integrated software solutions can empower kitchen personnel, streamlining, optimizing the cooking processes for increased efficiency and improved customer experience, right? So the order flow is straight away displayed um, at the orders dashboard. So whatever is happening is right there, and you've got the whole info coming in. If somebody has pre-ordered something, let's say for tomorrow, even at 6 o'clock, it will be there, and the staff is already aware. The kitchen personnel is aware that this is going on, and uh, the beauty of this, especially when there are peak times and you have a lot of guests and a lot of orders coming in, which might be delivery orders, which might be in-house orders and stuff like that, right? So it will give you a guest waiting indicator, right? And it's very useful. Why? Just because if I'm waiting for 15 minutes already, I'm getting a little impatient, right? And what it does is it will just give the indicators that, hey, this person's been waiting for 15 minutes. Let's start serving them and just put this person at, I would say, a higher priority, just because it's kind of a first come first serve thing wherever you go in terms of restaurants, right? So it just makes life easier. So another thing that we can get here is the calculation of the required quantity of ingredients based on a number of guests and their preferences, which in turn minimizes food waste and optimizes the costs, right? So uh, just another beautiful aspect. And then last but not least, the waiters will be notified that, hey, the food is done, ready to be served, and they don't have to run, uh, you know, 55 times to the kitchen and back just to understand what is happening, or where's the food, or what's happening, what's the status there. So another thing which will help us operate smoothly and avoid any staff burnouts, because it's a thing, and it's really really important that we take care of the whole thing. So what we have here is the restaurant inventory management now. So in terms of the integrated software solution, we can have inventory management, and it can have a dashboard for tracking all your current assets, goods, whatever's there, however it's happening. And it's just really nice, just because it can order, store, label, um, and tell us what goods are out of stock. And it's just really 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 easy to then organize or manage or monitor everything that's going on. And then what we can have is that we can have a complete average depreciation of expenses regulated. We can have a complete regulation of the product lifetime value, condition control, and every single thing can be facilitated with the help of automation. And the replenishment of food supplies to appropriate amounts is again another aspect of this, which will help us avoid waste. And it's really 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 helpful to just have an overview of whatever is going on in terms of the reports, just because you can take a step back, open up a report, and you will have the whole situation right in front of your eyes, under the tips of your fingers, and it just makes everything way, way, way easier when you're working with this. So, um, now the financial departments and how they can be supported using an integrated software solution. So the software solution will equip the financial department with valuable tools, right? Such as salaries, modules, financial reports, income and expense tracking. They can automate payrolls, payment processes, benefits management, and streamlining every single process, right? So that's really, really, really something that we are looking at, because if everything is automated in these things, it will just make life way, way, way easier. uh, so yeah, it's really important, because the financial department, I think, is um, another department which helps the world go round, because it's taking care of all the incomes and expenses. So that's very important. So very quickly, to management and taking care of all the things, we'd be looking at the HR department. Um, so they have an essential role to play in any setting, and integrated software solutions in a HR department or the hospitality industry can help us to deal with a couple of problems that are usually faced. So we all know that we often experience high turnover rates in the hospitality industry, and making the management of the HR more efficient, it's crucial for maintaining service quality and smooth operations, right? Why? Just because if you're able to manage 10 people to do a good job, or 15 people to do a good job, we don't need to hire 30 people to do the same job, right? And then if we have 10 people and we understand that they are not being able to keep up with all the requirements of what they have right now, we will be able to see that if there's something more needed, if there's a monitor to manage workloads, we will be able to see everything in a much more clearer way, right? So what the integrated software solution can do is it can manage this workload, manage the vacations, manage sick leaves, right? And it will have clearly configured internal processes in the system, right? And this way, the impact of any employee resignations or operations or leaves on operations and service quality can be minimized, right? So another thing that we can have over here for the HR to pay attention to is the employee satisfaction dashboard, right? So employees do get surveys and the chance to speak very often, and they will be able to, voice their concerns, tell how they're feeling, and uh, uh, maybe even apply for promotion using the internal app. So it really, really, really helps the HR department. And not only this, it can be used to store employee information such as personal data, work history, performance reviews, training records, and so on and so forth. On top of that, if there's a need to hire, then the software may also provide tools for creating, managing job postings, recruiting candidates, interviews, and it will give data driven insights to enable HR professionals to make informed decisions about promotions, compensations, benefits, like I said before, as well as hiring. So, excuse me, this is what the HR department can get their hands on, and it's a whole world to explore. So yeah, that's really important. So moving on, we have business intelligence for C-level officers. Again, this is a opportunity that the C-level officers would be getting over here. I know Yaroslava talked in detail about it, and she did a very good job. So I'm just going to add my bits to it. So imagine the C-level officers or whoever, right? They can take a step back, get these reports on from their reports dashboard, including the trends, including the financial reports, including reports, touch-up reports, load times, peak times, seasonal loads, and seasonal traffic to a restaurant. And what they can do is they can analyze all of these things in a one single dashboard. So under the tips of their fingers, they have all of this information completely, and they will be able to um, manage everything in such a better way that life just becomes easier, doesn't it? So that's really, 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 really helpful if you're looking at this from a point of view of a C-level officer. It just makes every single thing more smooth. It streamlines all the operations, and like I said, life just becomes way easier. So moving on to the next step, we've got guest profile databases, right? So the restaurant's internal application allows guests to create profiles containing their food preferences, allergies, and any additional services or features that they want, right? So by accommodating these individual needs, restaurants can deliver a tailored and memorable dining experience, leading to increased customer satisfaction and loyalty. Right. So another beautiful aspect of the internal application, which also offers valuable features such as advanced food ordering, reservation management, and access to loyalty reward programs. My favorite, I would say, because once you get rewarded for stuff, I'm there 24/7, right? So what it can do as well is it can use this guest profile database to provide the restaurant with invaluable data on popular menu items, on other key metrics like seasonal items, trendy items, what's going on, what is the most ordered thing on a Saturday, what is taking what is most ordered during lunch, what is the most popular choice of the visitors during dinner time, right? So it can give you this insight that can ultimately enable the restaurant to cater more efficiently to its customer base. Again, I cannot stress on how important this is because a personalized experience is the best experience. And I think every single person who's listening to me would agree to that. So, yeah, that's that with guest profile database. And now we move on to the next slide, which is after visit. And we are going to talk about this in terms of uh, the administration functionality. We did touch this in terms of the guest functionality, but let's look at it in terms of the administration functionality. So, okay, uh, once we get um, customer reviews and surveys, right? So we can understand where are uh, places where a restaurant can improve. Once feedback comes in, the restaurant can then understand where are the places where they're doing well. Once the feedback and service come in, the restaurant can understand which direction, or it can impact or influence which direction do they want to move to. What I mean by that is, imagine everybody likes the mango pudding, right? And in every feedback and every survey, that's the favorite dessert. So now the restaurant understands that, okay, so we've got a mango pudding. What if just to give people that same taste of mango, right? But just let us make a cheesecake out of it as well. So what I'm trying to say over here is this information can be invaluable in terms of understanding and making informed decisions on menu items, staff training, overall business strategy. And this data driven approach can help restaurants better cater to their clientele and maintain a competitive edge in the market. That is what I'm trying to prove by just giving you these examples, right? Another thing that of course is a huge part of the visit experience is promotional offers, discounts, and everything. So the restaurant can have these promotions going on, and they can choose what time, when, how, where would they be giving out any promotions. If there is, for example, buy one get one free on a certain item on a certain day, which nowadays very popular choice. The restaurants can manage all of these things, and they can track what promotional offers or what discounts are mostly appreciated by their visitors or by their clients. So that's that with the after visit, and that basically concludes the whole thing. So what I would like to say here is that the future of the restaurant industry lies in embracing and adapting to the technical advancements that are shaping the way we live, work, dine. So from the initial step of looking for a restaurant to a final stage of analyzing guest dates and everything, the integration of software solutions will play a vital role in streamlining and enhancing the dining experience for both customers and the administration as well, right? So uh, it's really important to remember one thing though, that we need to continue to innovate, not just for the sake of innovation, right? We need to adapt, embrace the power of technology in the restaurant industry, and um, redefine the dining experience and have such a good level of customer satisfaction and operation excellence that we remain competitive in this competitive journey. And what I would like to say here as my final word is that I'll be giving the mic to our CDO Oleg, who will be answering all the questions that you guys have been posting. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I did not bore you to death. So thank you so much, Oleg. Take over from me. Thank you.